Morning, folks. How we doing? It's a little chilly. I'm looking at this thing. I'm going to show you what this thing here is. It's a Biolite wood-fired cook stove. It's not just that. It's also a battery charger and a neat-looking little thingamajigger. It's also in a kettle that I'm going to show you all in a minute. 33 degrees right now. My head is actually cold. I'm debating on letting my hair grow back out. I don't know if I'm going to yet or not, but we'll see about that. The Biolite cook stove, I am not paid for me to do this. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't care if you buy their stuff or not. Whatever. I'm just showing you something that I think is pretty cool, and maybe it'll help somebody. Well, as you can see, we're at the cabin. Solar panels behind me are not yet in sun. The sun is getting lower in the sky, but the leaves are coming off the trees, so that is kind of nice. My dog's running around here. I think she just bumped the camera a second ago. So, comes with a nice little bag to carry everything in. This is the kettle. Let me show you. It's a 1 liter kettle. What is it? It's backwards. 1.5 liter, 1.5 liter. It's inside is where you read it, actually. That's why it's stupid. Look, it's got a cool little handle. And that is actually the part that sits on the flame. You can see I haven't used this yet. I'm going to use it today. The stove itself sits in here. The lid comes off. That's the stove. That's the whole thing. There's also a bowl down inside this. I don't know if that shows up or not. We don't need that just yet. Let me set this stuff off to the side. Now these stoves are really cool. I've used this several times. Legs fold out like so. Actually, this one has to stay down until you put this guy on. This is the battery pack. This is a thermoelectric magic wizard thingy. When it gets hot, it creates electricity and stores it in this thing. I don't know if that shows up. Shows you that the battery's charged up. That's all charged by the heat that comes with this. Now you can also plug this in and charge it. Yeah, right there. There's a charging port. I haven't used that. I've never done that yet. So put this thing together like that, and the leg folds over. It locks it in. It's in there. Now when you fill this with whatever you're burning, I'm just going to use sticks and maybe some wood pellets. I think you can hear that. That's actually blowing air inside out of there, and it goes around inside. This is like a double wall kind of thing, and there's little holes. It's like a gasification sort of deal, and you can turn it way up. You hold it and it turns off. Now if you start a fire in this without turning that on, it's a little more difficult to get going. But once it comes up to temperature, it will automatically turn on the lowest setting and to keep the fire burning. So, and it's sitting on another wood burner, of course. It also came with these. These are little fire starters. They look like little brownies, kind of. You break them off, and they got some kind of lighter fluid soaked into it. It's like pressed cardboard or something. So, I'm going to get some sticks and fill this guy up. So as you can see, I've just got a handful of twigs here. The smaller, obviously, the easier it is to start out. And obviously dry. You don't want wet stuff to try to start your fire. Once you get it going, it's pretty easy to burn whatever you put in it, really. I'm going to start off with one of the fire starting bricks that comes with. I don't know if they call them bricks or what, but it's not. It's just like oily cardboard. You see, it's just oily pressed paper or something. I don't know. Drop one down in there. And you know what, I'm going to go ahead and light that just because it's going to be covered up. This is a top feed. You have to feed it obviously from the top. You can't get at it from underneath. And they take a flame pretty good. Obviously it's lighter fluid. So now, just break up little sticks and drop them down in, and hopefully it does its job there. So it's been, what's it been? Probably about a week, I think, since I uploaded any kind of videos. I guess I kind of hit a wall with projects, things going on, schooling that I no longer have to do now, but I did graduate. I did pass the the CDL exam. I have a Class A unrestricted commercial driver's license. Or, well, I have the paper. It takes 2 weeks for the state of Ohio to give you your actual thing, your actual card, because there's only one place in Ohio now that makes it for whatever dumb reason. So, anyway, they don't do them at the BMV anymore, which that's a whole other thing I'll talk about in another video. Okay, now it's burning pretty good, but it's smoking. I'm going to go ahead and start this. Just going to leave it on low. I hope you can hear it running. You'll probably notice shortly that the smoke will die down. And just going to keep feeding this stuff in. It's also come with another light. I'll show you that here in a second. When I bought this, I bought the stove itself, by itself. And then after I confirmed my order, I realized that the kettle, which was another 50 bucks or something, the stove actually fits inside the kettle, so that was pretty cool, so I decided to buy that. Pretty sure they have deals that if you buy one and add on the other and they give you a discount or something like that from Biolite. I can't even remember where I got this. Oh, it was Biolite, Biolite.com, I think. I think that's where I got it. You can find them anywhere on the internet. Did you notice it shut off? I don't know if you could hear it or not. And I'm stepping out of the way because the smoke keeps hitting my face, but it's not at the temperature yet. The fan won't stay on, so you just have to turn it back on. I don't know if you can see here, there's a little red light also. Probably can't see that, and I don't want to pick it up, but that's showing how much of a charge it's putting into it. One little red light. That means it's just barely enough to keep going. It may stay going now. This wood's a little damp, and it was a little large, but it'll catch here in a minute. I think you can probably hear it burning down in there. There you go. I moved you a little closer so you can see it better. I think it's back too far. It's been maybe 2 or 3 minutes since I shut the camera off, and it took right off. I did run to get a little bit more firewood down in there, but that's really pretty much it. I'm probably going to put just a little bit more in to make sure it's got enough fuel to boil the water that I'm going to make. I'm going to make a, where did I put it? It's a Mountain House egg. You know what, just let me get it. Some Mountain House scrambled eggs with bacon. I love these things. I can eat these by the dozen, like every day. And of course, no morning is complete without some coffee. Instant coffee here. So that's what we're gonna do. So I got my water in my jug here, or the kettle. Try to put this lid back on. This lid is a little difficult to put back on. It's like a rubber thing. This is plastic, and this is like a rubber ring that comes out. It's kind of cool for cleaning, but you can see just by squishing it a little bit, it pops off. So it is a little difficult to put on here. I'm gonna try this with my knee, and it's not going. There it goes. Okay, there. It's on there. Now this guy just sits right down on top of this. But I forgot to put more fuel in there. Okay. So I guess if I was thinking ahead, I would have had this. I don't know if you saw my dog run over there. She's loving being outside. Actually, she's happy that she heard the four-wheeler start up this morning, and it's one of her favorite things. Running as hard as she can all day long beside the four-wheeler. Okay, now this thing's gonna smoke forever. Yeah, it's gonna need a minute or two. Okay, so that was really like 30 seconds, just enough time for me to move the camera. I'm gonna try to put this guy on here, even though there is a couple sticks kind of poking out. Just like that. It's kind of cool because there's a little bit of a rim around there that locks this guy in place, and the flames shoot out. That should boil pretty quickly. Okay, so it's been a minute or two, and I just had to put more wood in it. It was just starting to steam, but I do want it to boil since it's still brand new, and I did not wash this, which I should have. I thought about that after it was already going. Burning good. It's obviously going to cook quick. It's an open flame right on the bottom with a little jet. I'm actually going to turn that guy down. I hope you could hear me over that. I hope it wasn't killing the camera. And if you do have to move this thing, you can pick it up by the battery and move it. This doesn't get hot. It's plastic and there's a battery in it, obviously. If you touch the sides, though, you will burn yourself. The feet don't get hot. I think you can see that there is starting to be some steam coming out of there. I think that's showing up a little bit. So it's going. It's just taking its time. It probably would have been okay had I put enough fuel in it to begin with. But while I was doing that, I opened up the mountain house here and took the oxygen absorber out. This is what these look like down inside there. It's just a whole bunch of deliciousness down in there. The only thing I don't like about these is they're not big enough. For me, I could eat 2 of them. I only brought 1 with me, so whatever. I don't know if you can see the steam coming out there, if that's showing up or not. I think I can look down in that. That's just a whole bunch of steam. I don't think it's boiling yet, but it's pretty close. So it won't be much longer. I think you can see down in there the little jets coming out of the sides. It's pretty cool. Just a little concerned about how far the flames are coming out over here. It's not hot. I can put my finger on it. But I think if the wind was a little bit different, that might be an issue. And it's not boiling yet either. It's been a couple more minutes. It's just steamy down in there. You can see the condensation. But it's definitely cooking. Open flame right against it. This is a double wall stainless steel thing, so it's going to stay. Once it gets up to temperature, it'll stay there for a good bit. The battery, if you can hear me over the thing, you can see the battery's all the way charged, or almost all the way charged. That's the level the fan's on, and right there is the amount of current that we're taking in from the heat. Pretty neat little thing. Hope it hurries up though, I'm hungry. Okay, so I did throw about a handful of wood pellets that I have with me in there, and it took off and boiled right away. And this right here is not smoke, this is the steam coming out. It is out of hard boil. And that's what I wanted. So, now, I'm going to try to do this without burning the crap out of myself. I don't know if you can hear me. Let me turn this thing off. Now, it should kick back on, but on low by itself. Yeah, hope you can hear it. Alright, here we go. Hot steaming water. Just about that much, I guess. Just got back on here. And if you've used Mountain House before, you know it's got a built-in zipper, a Ziploc baggie kind of thing, that is freaking impossible to get sealed all the way sometimes. But okay, I'm going to set this aside and let it do its thing. And while I'm waiting, I already put my coffee granules in there. The sun's coming out. I think you can see in there my coffee. I usually put a little bit of cream in too, but I'll rub it today. A little bit of goodness. Look at that. Okay. Okay, there's a nice little bit of water in there. Probably shouldn't leave that up there, but I'm going to enjoy my coffee while my food cooks now. Well, everybody, I'm going to sit here and enjoy my meal. Sun's kind of screwing with me right there. Got my coffee. I want to show you this. This is another little light that comes with that. I don't know if this came with the kettle or if it came with the wood burner itself. I don't know. I don't remember. There were 2 separate boxes. This was in one of the boxes. I think the Biolite itself, the wood burner and the little battery pack, I think that was like 170 bucks, something like that. The kettle, I think, was around 50 bucks. And as I said, this came with one of those, and it was included in that. Biolite does have a larger model. It's called the Base Camp, and it's a bottom feeder, so you can slide your sticks in while you're cooking and not have to take the kettle off or the pan or whatever you got on top. That would be a lot more handy. But of course, for a larger cook stove, you lose portability. This thing is so compact, it all fits in that, everything fits together in the kettle and in the bag, and you can throw it in your backpack and you're gone. The base camp, I don't have one, it is larger. There's also an adapter for this this Biolite model, and I can't remember what the model is, Scout or something like that. It's a larger grill that fits on top, so you can actually cook burgers right on top of it. Burgers, hot dogs, and whatever, you know, or just put a big pan on it or something. I may look into that in the future. For now, I got my coffee and I got my scrambled eggs, and I'm enjoying the sound of nature. I think you can hear in the background maybe it's still whistling a little bit. It's cooling down, it's going through its shutdown. Once it gets down to a certain temperature, it'll shut off and it'll be done. So by the time that happens, my eggs should be ready. Enjoying the coffee. I clean these solar panels, and beside me, I don't know if you can see that, I think it's in the screenshot, I've got those 4 that I've still got to do something with. With the weather getting the way it is, I got to get on the ball. Those will be upcoming videos, but I thank everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. Please feel free to leave a comment, ask questions. I'll try to answer them as best I can. Can't guarantee that they'll be correct, but I'll try to get in there as close as I can to being correct. Get out and enjoy the nature, man. It's going to be miserable here in a few months, especially here in Ohio. Alright, folks. As always, thanks for watching, and have a good one.